Hi, this is Real Estate Real Talk. I am Merilee Rowley. Welcome. We are going to talk about some fun things today, so let's hop right in. We're going to talk about the spring market and why is it so busy. Well, of course, we're talking about the spring housing market, and it becomes busy for a lot of different reasons, especially here right along the Wasatch Front. So first thing is people are going outside again. It's so nice to be in the 60s and 70s temperature wise, and that encourages people to get outside and go and see what's new out in their neighborhoods and around. So this is especially good time to go to an open house. Check that out in your neighborhood, see what's going on there. It's really a great idea to educate yourself about what's happening in your neighborhood, especially if you're thinking maybe this is the right time for you to get into the market and sell your home and buy a new one. So visit those open houses. There's going to be a lot of them popping up around you, and weather is one of the reasons why that happens. Another reason why people might be out and about, buyers out looking, is because people are getting their tax returns back. So you'll often see like a lot of extra auto sales and things like that happening. And when people've got a little bit more money to spend, beef up that down payment, that can be really helpful. So tax return season is also a good reason why spring is busy in the housing market. Also, it's such a good time just for that seasonal reset. You look around your house and you think, oh, what do I not need anymore? What can I donate? How can I declutter? Let's open up the windows and clean the blinds and let the new sunshine in. So people love that. It's a great time to declutter, and then people start looking around their spaces and thinking about how maybe they would like a change. And then a really big one, and I know you all know this already, we have so many kids here in school up and down the Wasatch Front that springtime is usually the best time for people to think about moving houses so that they're prepared before the fall and school starts again. And so they can re-enroll their kids in new school boundaries or new schools. And that's an easy transition for kids to make right during that time. So those are really the reasons why the spring market can be so busy, with more buyers looking and more sellers really willing to sell, because it's just a good time to figure out family moves for the rest of the year. If you are a seller and you're thinking that right now is the time to get your house on the market, this is a great opportunity to boost your spring curb appeal. So if you imagine that you're a buyer and you're looking at a house and you walk up to the front door of a house with your agent, and while the agent is struggling with the key box, trying to get the key open, get it inserted, try to open a lock, that can take, 30 to 60 seconds, depending on how easy it is to access that key box and open the door. And during that period of time, buyers are looking around when they're on the front porch. So they're noticing, are there cobwebs everywhere? Are there scratches on the front door paint because a wreath usually hangs there and it kind of makes its imprint on the front door? Is there peeling paint along the door jambs? Those are all things that buyers have a little bit extra time to look at when they're outside your house. So if you're a seller and you're thinking, this is a great time to put my house on the market, you're right. And before you do that, really take some time to spruce up your front porch and your front yard so that it makes a great impression on buyers when they walk in the house. Something that people don't realize is that subconsciously our brains are primed to look for what it already knows about. So if you walk up to a front porch and it's meticulously maintained, fresh paint, flowers, no cobwebs anywhere, looks really nice and clean, then the buyers who experience that are going to walk through the house and they're going to be subconsciously primed to look for more evidence that this house is well maintained and freshened up and nicely presented to the public. On the flip side, if you are a buyer and you notice that the paint is peeling on the front door, or it's faded, or a brick is loose on the front porch, or something like that, then you're subconsciously going to be primed to look for more evidence that this house has not been as well maintained. And so that first impression that you make on a buyer is really key if you are getting your house ready to go on the market. So don't skip over that step. It's surprising how important it turns out to be. And then if you are a buyer, spring is the time for you to get pre-approved. Find your loan officer. Make sure that you have a strategy when you are presenting offers. Make a list of things that you want to have in your house. So think about, when's the last time you lived in a house where you really enjoyed it and you had fun with it? So this could be a previous house, it could be your current house, it could be your childhood home. But think about, what did you like to do in that house? Did you like to cook? Did you like to garden? Do you have a hobby that needed its own space, like an artist studio or a place to do yoga or building model trains or whatever it was? What was it about the house that made you feel happy? And then put that on your list of things that you have to have in your next house. If you just need a little garden spot, or if you need a gourmet kitchen, whatever it is, make sure that that makes it onto your list of what you're looking for. And since we are just past Easter, let's talk about a few Easter eggs, a few hidden gems that you should be considering as a buyer and as a seller. So as a buyer or as a seller, a hidden Easter egg could be hidden fees. So you want to make sure that you are really clear when you're talking to your loan officer and your real estate agent that you know exactly what are the fees that you should expect to pay. There are always going to be some, remember, fees. There are always going to be fees, but you don't want to accidentally pay any hidden ones. So one way that you can really know that you are getting a great deal on your mortgage is to compare your note rate or your interest rate with your APR, your annual percentage rate. The closer those two numbers are to each other, the fewer fees you had to pay. So if you notice that your note rate and your APR are wildly different, then that means there were a lot of fees in there. And a good way to find out exactly what is on there is to analyze your loan estimate. And any good real estate agent can help you through this. Any mortgage loan officer can help you through it, help you understand all of the fees and different numbers that are on that form. And there are maybe 18 or 20 different fees on that form. So just keep in mind interest rate versus APR. How close together are they? Close together is good. Far apart is worthy of a further investigation. One of the good Easter eggs you can look for is a first-time homebuyer program. So if you are a first-time homebuyer, which means either you've never owned a home before or at least you have not owned a home in the previous 3 years, then you could be eligible for different loan programs and grants. Zions Bank has a great loan program for first-time homebuyers right now where the interest rate is lower, there's no private mortgage insurance or any mortgage insurance on the loan, which is an amazing opportunity to decrease your monthly payment. So if you need information about how to access something like that, call us. We can help you with all of those things. I hope your spring is off to a great start. It sure is nice outside, and I hope you're taking advantage of all of the beautiful things that Utah has to offer. All of the nature, the hikes, the golf courses are open. Pickleball is wild out there. Are you a pickleball player? There's so many of you. Get out there and have fun. Enjoy this beautiful, beautiful state where we live. Happy spring to you. And please reach out to us on any of our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, or any of the others where you can find us. And let us know your questions and your concerns and the way that you are preparing to enjoy the spring market. Thanks so much for joining us. Again, my name is Merilee Rowley. I have our executive producers here, Kat Aspel and Camaro Holt, helping us out. And so thanks to them, and see you next time.